Live streaming and online TV has taken over standard cable and satellite. You want to know why? Well, other companies and their products are now going through live streaming and social media versus billboards, magazines, and traditional cable. Stay tuned because we have the answers for that. But welcome to Geeks Are Sexy, the show that talks about social media, technology, and entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Michelle Roxy Davis. Follow Geeks Are Sexy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you'd like help with social media and your business, then check out thesocialmediamd.com. Geeks Are Sexy is sponsored by Platinum Physiques, bodybuilding fitness training. Go to platinumphysiques.com and use promo code GEEK and get 10% off when you sign up. So here on the show, I wanted to bring the meat and potatoes of WCOBM and what we are doing, because we have new and exciting things that we're now offering, and I wanted to share them with you. And if you guys were tuning in yesterday on Facebook Live, I had a video where we were introducing the ultimate live streaming studio setup that WCOBM has now began, and it's been a project in progress. And so I wanted to bring on Danny Vegas, Gene Woods, and Scott McCambridge, who's over in the corner, and talk about live streaming versus traditional cable and what WCOBM has to offer, not only for its viewers, but for the hosts and for companies, and as well as some of our new features like our updated website. So welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome. Absolutely. So Scott, we'll go ahead and start with you if you don't mind.
Sure.
Scott has updated the website, which is beautiful. And Scott is very knowledgeable when it comes to live streaming, television production. And so Scott, in your opinion, since we have social media and online streaming combined, how is that a lot different from traditional cable or TV?
So we have social media and live streaming. Traditional TV is essentially going in the same direction that we've already been going.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to mimic this area now. You see like big networks like CBS, NBC, all these networks starting to come onto this platform because they realize it is taking over. And the satellite numbers, the cable satellite numbers keep dropping, and the streaming networks just keep getting bigger and bigger. So
why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't even have cable anymore. Why pay $80, $90, $100 something dollars for all these channels you don't even watch when you watch one or two of them, when live streaming is kind of like...
This is why.
Yeah, that too.
This is why.
So Hulu, Netflix, even YouTube is now being taken out from traditional cable or satellite, and even live streaming is something that a lot of things like NBC, CBS, ABC are now jumping onto. So they have that live streaming viewership, which ultimately is taking over traditional cable.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I don't even know anyone who has cable anymore.
So talk about the website. You've updated it. It looks beautiful. We're very proud of you.
Thanks.
Talk about some of the
He didn't
features
just
that are new.
update it. He completely
revised it.
built a new website completely from ground
So
up.
talk about some of the new features that we're offering, not only to the viewers, but to the hosts as well.
We have a lot of new features. We're trying to make it a lot more user-friendly. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. You go on Netflix or Hulu, it's super simple, super clean, super easy to get around. That's what makes it enjoyable. When you have to, like cable companies, I remember getting through that channel guide and stuff. It was always a nightmare. And on demand, and you're trying to find things. And that's what makes the experience horrible. So we're trying to make the experience not only for the hosts, but the viewers, just really easy, really clean, easy to find what you want, when you want it, and understand everything with just a quick glance.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, welcome.
Awesome.
The way of the millennials.
That's right.
Right?
Everybody gotta have one.
Not like us old men,
Yeah.
but the way of the millennials.
Well, I think combined, we're actually getting a lot of what is current to what used to be current and kind of marketing it together, and that is actually working well, I think.
Well, yeah, definitely. When you combine social media with live TV, that's that's the secret. That's essentially the basics of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can reach us on Facebook, live stream Facebook. We stream simultaneously on 3 platforms. We're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and obviously the website at this time.
Awesome.
So that's the technology of today, and not only is that, we put out a fully produced show with lower thirds and edited and camera cuts, and it's a full production live.
Awesome.
It's very cool.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, definitely.
Now get back to work.
So Danny, you're a marketing professional. You have a
Yes.
show here
Yes.
at WCOBM, and
Yes.
now you're kind of the licensing guru who's handling the Las Vegas turf.
I am the owner-operator of this studio. and you know what? I'm just loving it.
So in
I
your
love it.
experience, you've had a lot of broadcasting.
Yes.
You've done a lot of marketing.
Mhm.
And how is this different from any other platform that you've done?
You know, it's kind of interesting. A number of years ago, I was on an internet radio station. And I was literally hooking up my laptop with a webcam and shooting it up the Hangouts, which put it on YouTube. And then because I knew then, and this was 4 years ago, that, you know, to make anything on the internet viable, it has to be seen and has to be distributed. And I wrote a big blog article on it. And you know what? When I saw WCOBM for the first time a number of years ago now, I said, well, this is it. Literally an internet type streaming television studio that uses social media as its distribution path, its distribution platform. And I knew right away that is where the action is going. And you know, Scott's right. The only reason why I have cable is to probably watch 2 programs and my wife's Japanese TV. That's the only reason why we have it. I could literally get rid of it if I really wanted to. And that's just the way things are going. And that's why I love what we're doing here, is because we are literally taking content, fresh video content, viable information, educational, controversial, doesn't even matter, and we are distributing on the social media platform, which is where all the people are.
So we have a network that provides fully produced shows.
Mm-hmm.
And to anyone out there who would be interested in having their own TV show, what word of advice would you give them?
Well, I would say if you're going to come on board like with us, I would certainly sit down with you and say, okay, are you in a position where the content that you're going to be putting out, this viable content that produces information about your brand, your service, whatever it is, do you have enough for an hour? Do you have enough for a half an hour? Can you do a weekly show? Do you have the personality? Do you have the information? Do you have the content to do that? And that's what I would sit down and really come up with a great package where you can come on and just be a star and be the influencer.
That's
in your
really
world.
good points.
Yeah.
Those are very good points. Now, I want to talk about, okay, there's Facebook Live and there's Instagram Stories and Snapchat, and there's all sorts of live streaming stuff, but what makes WCOBM different? What makes us more valuable? Danny, can you talk about some of the features that we offer that's provided that's
Certainly.
not provided in other live streaming
Certainly.
services?
You know, we love, Facebook Live is a new genie out of the bottle. It's a great tool, and I use it, and you use it.
Oh, yeah.
Many of the show hosts use it as a vehicle to promote their shows. Now, as someone who gets money from companies to spend on marketing ideas, I would never spend money to sponsor a Facebook Live show. I've literally only seen one person out there that's really doing it like that, and quite frankly, the work for that must be incredible. So what makes WCOBM literally the cake that you can use all these tools to put your cherries on top of is that we have fully functional, fully produced shows, just like what you see on TV. And they are archived and they are put on platforms that you can use to get sponsors, to have companies like, wow, okay, I'm willing to stroke a check for that. I'm really not to stroke a check for your 5-minute Facebook Live that you're talking to 10 of your friends, okay? Even though it's a great tool, it's not something that can make your brand viable and clear with a situation where it looks like you're serious. Okay, here's something. This is a great thing to say. My friend Laura Rubley, right, always told me the way you dress is your visual resume. Okay, I know. I'm in a T-shirt, right?
And I'm
but
like,
the way
oh,
you
wait.
dress is your visual resume. Well, WCOBM is your online streaming resume. Okay, so if you're going to be taken seriously to where sponsors take a look at you, you need to come onto a platform that is designed like a race car and is designed for that.
And it's not only
but here's a really important thing that we're all missing. We reach over 5 million people
That's
a month.
right.
The reach numbers are huge in what we do because we're a genuine network. We're not just a streaming company. We're a genuine network, and by the end of this year, we will have 10 stations.
And we're going to get to that. And I want to talk about we not only produce fully produced shows where you can just suit up and show up and they get archived, but you get your own webpage. You get your own channel. And from there, you have archived viewership to send to sponsors for marketing packages. And Danny, I kind of want to talk about the marketing packages because when you have your own show, you have your intros, of course, and then you have your commercial breaks. And those commercial breaks are real estate.
That's right.
So I want to talk about some of the opportunities that if someone had their own show, how could they make it worth their while to make money?
Well, if you're having your own show, it's almost like having a business, okay? You have this time to produce this content, and you have time to go to people who say, hey, we have time for you to, put your commercial on. You can come and do a shout out. You can come do a segment. You can do a product placement.
Let's start with a half-an-hour show.
We have half-an-hour shows, and we have hour shows that are monthly.
Okay.
And what's so good about this, Michelle, is having a weekly show is great. We love it. I do it. You do it. But it takes some content. It takes some work, some thought process. It's kind of the major thing of your week. Having a monthly show, first of all, it's more affordable. It's easier to probably get a sponsor to cover the cost for you, okay? And you can just really focus on that 1 hour a month, and you just come in here and rock it, and then we distribute it through social media, and you're a rock star.
And the rate for a half an hour and an hour?
A rate for a half an hour is $150, and if you want to do an hour with us, it's $250.
Now let's talk about product placement.
Oh, that's a great one. A product placement. Say you don't want to come on the show. You don't want to have your own segment. You just kind of like, wow, I got this great, I got this great water bottle right here.
Which is a great water bottle.
Which is a great water bottle. You know what? And we'll sit here and we'll do a segment and we'll talk about how great this water bottle is and how to get it and where to get it.
Hydro Flask.
Ta-da! And you know what? And then that video clip that we make for you never goes away.
I love it.
It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on social media. You'll get it on a flash drive so that you can use it on your social media. It is a great marketing piece. And if you're like, man, I'd like them to do that every month, we literally have a product placement package where you can come on once a month, and it's, of course, a little bit cheaper price.
I'm sold. Where do I buy it?
Oh.
So, okay, those are some of the options that you can decide on when you have a show here, and you want to kind of be creative. You want to use your imagination and endless opportunities. Because Danny, you have a marketing event.
Right. Marketing events are also part of what Danny Vegas does. If you have a host here at WCOBM, you're kind of a Danny Vegas client now.
There you go.
Okay, you literally get to use some of the other weapons that we have on our marketing platform. The events, the Danny Vegas social media platform, which is 20,000 people are following strong, if not more.
So when you have your own show, maybe having a marketing event, and on top of that, contributing and being a part of a magazine, a local magazine. That's another good key, that if you want to kind of reach out and get more followers, having your own show, working with the magazine, having networking events, social media. So Gene, you've been so patient over there.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the ultimate live studio setup that you and Scott have been working on so hard. And yesterday I did a live stream on Facebook, and I was telling people how if they wanted to have their own studio, they wanted to maybe have it in their office. This is the ability that you provide everything for them.
Well, this is why we will have 10 of them by the end of this year.
I like it.
We developed a studio that does exactly what we're doing right here, except for it's a little simpler.
Okay.
It's simplified, it's easier to transport, it's easier to ship, it's easier to set up, and most of all, it's more cost effective.
If someone had a large house with high ceilings, that probably wouldn't work, or maybe an expo
No,
or
it's
something.
really designed for someone to go rent an office space, approximately 14 by 14, and put a studio in. Start selling airtime to people, and that's really the essence of the thing. And you have a premier location like we have on Hollywood and Vine. You can have one in Times Square in New York. You can have one in San Francisco. You can have one in Nashville.
So some of the opportunities of having their own network is that they can sell airtime, they can provide with their own talent.
It's just exactly like a CBS or an NBC today, where you have affiliate channels, and that's what we're selling. It's an affiliate channel. They become WCOBM New York, for instance, and that's what we have. I mean, we have WCOBM Hollywood right now, WCOBM Las Vegas, and we had Utah.
Especially the rates. It's very cost effective. I want to go over these real quick because the sound studio that we're sitting in, well, it was not cheap. It was, well, a lot of money. We won't go over the exact amount. But now we have kind of narrowed it down to
Right.
making it more affordable to where it's around $15,000.
It's the license agreement is $15,000, and we supply
To
and
start with.
we supply and maintain all the equipment, and then they literally just pay us for the hours of streaming that they use.
And
So
this
it's
could be for anyone around the world.
anywhere you want to put this, anywhere you want to put it.
So your goal for 2017 is to have 10 of these ultimate live streaming studios.
We want to grow the network to 10 channels. That's our goal.
Well, I
and
love
we're well
that.
on the way. We have a lot of lookers, and we actually have some deposits. So
I love it. So if you're in Vegas and you're interested in having your own show, maybe you want to take a tour, maybe you want to see what it's like being on a segment, well, that's what Geeks Are Sexy is all about. I definitely would say get a hold of Danny, and if you have any questions you want to ask him, and if maybe you want to have him give you a tour and say all the things that we implement here at WCOBM, I say that would be the fastest and easiest way to get that information. Danny, can you give your info out, please?
Yes, please. If you're looking for Danny Vegas, just Danny at WCOBM.com. I'm sure I'm going to get a .tv web email very soon. Danny Vegas on Facebook. Messenger is right on my phone. I spend more time on Messenger than I do email. So Messenger and, of course, email or Google me. You'll find me.
Love it. And Gene, if anyone is interested in having an ultimate live streaming studio set up with WCOBM, give out your
you
contact,
just
please.
the easiest thing to do is go to the WCOBM.com or .tv website, go right in there under the contact page, and send an email. It'll get right to me.
Love it.
And you've got some really cool guests coming on the next segment, so
Yeah, we
quit
do.
wasting everybody's time.
Well, I wanted to get to the nitty gritty and talk about all the stuff that we've been doing because it's exciting stuff. I mean, when I saw the studio set up yesterday, I had to go live. I had to show everybody, and now I'm done. So we can go to commercial break now. So anyways, thanks Danny, thanks Gene, thanks Scott for being my guest.
Yep.
Geeks Are Sexy. Stay tuned. We're going to have some more great guests right here on WCOBM.com.